All right, let's jump right into this explainer and decode the financial trajectory of one of India's absolutely critical defense pillars, Bharat Dynamics Limited. We're going to look right past the headlines and dig straight into the data to see what's really going on inside this aerospace and defense giant. If you've ever wondered how the modern business of national security works, or how government policy actually translates into hard revenue, well, you are definitely in the right place.
Here is our agenda for today. First, origins of Bharat Dynamics. Second, FY26 financial reality check. Third, beyond the balance sheet. And fourth, future orders and exports.
Section 1. Origins of Bharat Dynamics, a legacy in defense. To really grasp what BDL is today, you have to understand that this company is far more than just a stock ticker. It's practically a foundational piece of the nation's strategic autonomy. Going all the way back to July 1970, BDL was built from the ground up to kickstart India's nascent defense manufacturing capabilities. I mean, they started with just a single product. But from there, they laid the groundwork for what would eventually become a massive, multi-location weapons system integrator.
But things really hit high gear in 1983. That's when they joined the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. This was a total game changer. They leveled up from basic manufacturing to rolling out incredibly advanced, iconic systems, like the Prithvi missile you're seeing right here. This is the era that truly cemented them as a trusted, go-to partner for all three branches of the armed forces.
Section 2. FY26 Financial Reality Check. Navigating Turbulence.
Now, growth is rarely a straight line, right? Especially in the defense sector. Let's look at the immediate financial realities. BDL's revenue from operations for FY26 landed at 2,442 crore rupees. On its own, that's a massive number. It represents a ton of manufacturing output and the delivery of some seriously critical systems. But as we all know, context is everything in financial analysis.
Because when we put those numbers side by side with FY25, we definitely see some short-term turbulence. Revenue took a 27% hit, dropping from over 3,300 crore down to that 2,442. And naturally, earnings per share took a dip too, falling 23% from 1499 down to 1147 rupees. Look, in a heavily cyclical industry like defense, where revenue depends entirely on strict delivery milestones and rigid government testing schedules, these kinds of contractions totally happen, but they're absolutely essential to keep in mind when we're trying to figure out their current market position.
Section 3. Beyond the balance sheet, R&D, and audits. To get the complete picture of their financial health, we really need to pop the hood and look past that top-line revenue drop. Despite making less money up front, BDL is aggressively investing in its future. Take a look at this R&D expenditure. As a percentage of revenue, it climbed from 3.2% in FY24 to 6.7% in FY25, and then jumped to a really impressive 8.1% in FY26. Basically, they are choosing to take a larger slice of a smaller pie and pour it straight into innovation, which tells us a lot about where their priorities lie. And that R&D push is directly fueling their core strategy. They are heavily focused on teaming up with MSMEs, nimble startups, and the DRDO. The endgame here isn't just to build weapons, it's to develop state-of-the-art systems with 80 to 90% indigenization. They are literally pushing the country toward a truly Atmanirbhar, or totally self-reliant defense sector. However, it's not all smooth sailing. On the governance side, the auditor's report was pretty blunt about a compliance roadblock. Right now, the board of directors is actually missing the required number of independent directors, which includes a woman director. And this isn't just some minor paperwork hiccup either. It literally caused the temporary suspension of their audit committee while they sit and wait for the government to make those necessary appointments. The auditors also flagged a, well, kind of dusty issue. They found over 83 crore rupees worth of inventory that hasn't moved an inch in more than 5 years. Now, normally, standard accounting practices say you need to set aside redundancy provisions for assets just sitting around that long. But BDL is pushing back. They argue that no provision is necessary because they claim this specific inventory is backed by firm existing orders, and they fully expect to use it to fulfill those contracts.
Section 4. Future orders and exports. The long-term arsenal.
Let's pivot away from the audits and current turbulence, because while FY26 had its challenges, the horizon tells a wildly different story. As of March 31st, 2026, BDL is sitting on a staggering total order book of 26,176 crore rupees. Let that sink in for a second. That single number completely dwarfs their current annual revenue. It represents years of guaranteed production and serves as a massive, vital buffer against any short-term fiscal volatility.
And get this, it's not just domestic demand keeping them busy. That order book holds over 400 crores in export orders too. With high-demand tech like the Akash surface-to-air missile, lightweight torpedoes, and the Astra missile, BDL is poised to evolve from purely a domestic supplier into a really prominent player in the global defense market. They are actively targeting friendly foreign nations to expand their footprint.
Which brings us to the ultimate question you really should take away from this explainer today. We've navigated the temporary revenue dip, we've seen those soaring R&D investments, and we know they're sitting on a mountain of contracts. So, how efficiently can BDL actually convert this monumental 26,000 crore backlog into realized revenue in the coming years? Execution on that massive order book is the true metric to watch. So what do you think? Can they deliver on time and capitalize on this massive arsenal of orders?